The city of Manchester boasts two great footballing sides, the Red of United and, as we'll see in this video, the Blue of City. City started life as St Mark's of West Gorton in 1880. 14 years later, they became Manchester City. In their illustrious history, they've won the Division 1 title twice, the Second Division title 6 times. They've been FA Cup winners on 4 occasions, League Cup winners twice, lifted the European Cup Winners' Cup trophy in 69-70. An impressive list for a club who are too often regarded as poor relations to Manchester United. We start our action at Wembley Stadium, the 1956 FA Cup final against Birmingham City. Having disposed of Blackpool, Southend, Liverpool, Everton and Tottenham on the way, the scene was now set for a great finale to the season. Commentator Kenneth Wolstenholme describes the action.
Brown, but it's a throw-in to Manchester. Barnes is a key man in this deep centre-forward plan of Manchester's. Now Revie, now it's Murphy. Now to Govan, number 11. And that was Ewing who managed to head that one clear. And Levers, one of the doubtful men. Now Revie lying well back to pick up those loose balls. Clark. Revie calling for the ball. Revie to Hayes. It's there. Two minutes, 40 seconds gone. Manchester City have taken the lead. An inspired goal scored by Hayes. Throw to Birmingham. Eddie Brown. And a great chance. It's a goal. And that was Kinsey, the inside right. 14 minutes gone. And there's Kinsey, number 8, the scorer of the goal that makes it 1 goal each. A very good throw-in, just showing how you can use the throw-in for attacking purposes instead of just getting the ball into play. Rather like the American tennis players use their serve. Now Astall, this will really liven the game up. That's Barnes. Barnes through, and it's a goal by the Lancashire cricketer Jack Dyson after exactly 20 minutes. And the ladies who are sitting in front of me, who one time looked happy, then very worried, are now hugging each other and kissing each other. Murphy, and a goal kick. Now those are the Manchester City supporters we're looking at the moment, behind the goal to our right. Hayes. It's Ken Green winning this one. Green up to Govan. Brown, number 9. Bobby Johnston with a lovely chance for the third. It's there. And Bobby Johnston. Well, Manchester City fans brought the cup with them, it appears. 23 minutes of the second half gone. Manchester now 3-1 in the lead. Offside there, with Manchester United already the champions. It could be a tremendous double for the city of Manchester. Now this will not be unique as some people think, because exactly 50 years ago Everton won the FA Cup, and Liverpool won the First Division Championship. So what Liverpool did 50 years ago, Manchester may well do today. Boyd out to Govan. There's Brown. And I think Trotman's hurt. Yes, and so's Murphy. Looks like Murphy's knee and Trotman's head. Well, now, it's obviously not his head, but his neck. Now, this is the neck that Trotman hurt 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago, rather, and he had to have quite a lot of manipulative treatment to get the neck back in place, and it could well be serious for Manchester if that neck's been knocked out of joint again. But you'll notice how popular he is with the Manchester fans, the tremendous cheering. Now Trotman really does look hurt, and it's no fun, quarter of an hour from the end in an FA Cup final, to have your goalkeeper worried by a bad neck, even if you are winning by 3 goals to 1. After failure and disappointment last year, this year, success. And as Roy Paul comes up to receive the cup, no doubt even the Manchester United supporters will be cheering. Well, it was a sad Roy Paul 12 months ago, almost to the day. Now overjoyed, no doubt, as he steps up to receive the trophy from the hands of Her Majesty the Queen. The Duke of Edinburgh looks delighted enough as well. There it is.
Having won the First Division Championship in the previous season of 1967-68, it's now back to Wembley once again for a cup final appearance with Leicester City. Luton Town, Newcastle United, Blackburn Rovers, Tottenham Hotspur and Everton in the semi-final were City's victims on the way. Leicester, already relegated, were determined to salvage something from a poor season. 100,000 fans await the teams. Once again, your match commentator is Kenneth Wolstenholme.
Belgian, far too much room. Summerby. Bell. And once again, did you notice? Coleman. And rounds there again. This boy Young is always buzzing around in this box. Number 10. There's Coleman in the background who hit it. Neil Young has been buzzing away, going forward all the time, always trying to get half an opportunity to strike. Oh, Woollett put his captain in trouble then, and it's Lee now for Manchester City. Great running by Summerby. Coleman! Oh, he hit that one so hurriedly he'll never forgive himself. Oh, but what a beautiful break that was by Manchester City. Great running by Summerby. Laid on that chance for Coleman. 10 minutes gone and no score. This is incidentally the 5th consecutive season these two teams have met in the Cup. The crowd really buzzing to this performance by Manchester City. Lockhead. He's got nobody up with him. 4 men are hanging behind him, including Clark. Here's Clark, number 10, and Glover breaks. He's created space, a great move! Tremendous bit of football by Leicester. Glover moved and created the gap, through it, into which number 10, Clark ran and shot. But what a save from Dow, that certainly stung his fingers. Reminder to anybody who thinks this cup final is going to be one-way traffic. Gibson with the corner. And Fern! Rodney Fern, the man who was told by his headmaster at school he'd never make a footballer. Joe Mercer must be a little worried the way he saw Leicester break that and almost create a goal. Oh, yes, he does look worried, doesn't he? That's what the dry mouth we've all got. Roberts. Oh, beautiful football. Gibson is onside. Oh, look at it. Oh, no, Rodriguez. This is something I haven't seen from Leicester before. This man, Rodriguez, is coming up so often to get the tight situations in the penalty box. It's an extra forward. First time we've seen Summerby moving inside, not being on this right touchline. Summerby moved inside. It's Woolett with him. Summerby back to Young. It's the beautiful goal scored by Young, made by Summerby. 23 minutes gone. The credit for that was Summerby. Scored a Young. And notice the persistence of number 7, Summerby. As he beat Woolett and then he pulls it back. And Young again in that perfect position and made no mistake with that shot. A brilliant goal after 23 minutes. Neil Young. Nish to Clark. To Gibson. To Fern, number 7. No corner. All the ball must be over the line before it's out of play. Well, Fern did well to screw that in. Obviously, Frank O'Farrell has told Leicester, don't allow them to pressurise you. Keep going at them for a change. Rodriguez. Fern. There's no one around to help him. Oh, and I thought Lockheed was going to swing his boot. A brave boy was Tony Booth. Doyle who's going to take it. Really, this, the way City of Manchester are playing it, this could be academic. The 45 minutes are up. We now play injury time. The linesmen have both signalled 45 minutes up. It's injury time now. Manchester City, champions last season, look as if they're going to be cup winners this season. It's all over. FA Cup, a great performance. They have played so wonderfully, but Leicester City have been such tremendous opposition. And that's the joy of Manchester City. Disappointed they didn't gain the championship. Joe Mercer ambling on now, but what a great final this has been. And Joe sportingly congratulates Mr. McCabe and David Nish, the Leicester captain. That shows you the true sportsman Joe Mercer is. Receiving the trophy from Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne. It's behind Her Royal Highness the Leicester City chairman, who must be proud of his team. Well done, Tony Rook.
A great win for City, which takes us into the following season, and a derby game with rivals Manchester United. Of their previous 18 games played that season, City had won 9, drawn 5 and lost 4. So meeting United was a chance to lift their number of wins into double figures.
Tony Rook with the free kick.
Lord. Vardo. Ball back onside. Neil Young. And it's there! Neil Young! Bell on his right. It's 4 against 3. Burns has come back to make the 4th one. Bell! And it's there! Fine goal by Bell! Lee in the middle. Booyah! Own goal! An own goal by Sadler! Neil Young. From that same angle. And it's a good one! Lee! No! Booyah! Bell the scorer. Colin Bell.
Very satisfying to beat your neighbours by such a convincing margin. So it's back to Main Road 3 years later with once again Manchester United the visitors. Colin Bell, Francis Lee, Mike Summerby and Rodney Marsh all in sparkling form for City, and an exciting game in prospect for the 52,000 fans lucky enough to be there.
Doyle getting up, but he didn't meet it. And it's in! A mistake by Stepney and a goal by Bell. Marsh completely away from Sadler. To Bell. And it's an own goal by Buchan. What? And that's dangerous. Bell, in!
Season 1981-82 saw a slow start. In the first 13 games, City had won only 5 of them, and with the loss of 4 games, the league position was not a happy one. The visit of Swansea City was hopefully to be the turning point that the fans were all waiting for. Let's go to the action. The match commentator, Martin Tyler.
Kevin Bond making his way again to offer City some possibilities on the near post. Here he is, and that came off Stanley. And a penalty is given as Kevin Bond made contact with a touch there. Stewart went down, and Mr. Courtney pointed straight to the spot. Stewart puts City in front. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. No real dispute from Swansea. Stewart, accuracy itself from 12 yards. Certainly Kevin Bond, the arm raised there, central figure in that ploy at the corner for Manchester City, which led to confusion in the Swansea defence. Here's Stewart. Now Hutchison is in again. The angle is tight and against him. And sensibly he went for the far post, where a colleague following up might have been able to divert it over the line. Stewart finding a way through for Hutchison. And Hartford threading it through for Francis. Stewart going to the far post, joining Reeves. Here's Reeves. And against the bar by Tommy Hutchison. The clearest opening that City have made. It has to go down as a bad miss. Here's Harida. Stewart. Hutchison will keep it in. And takes on Stevenson. And now Reeves! And Davis couldn't keep it out. Kevin Reeves, who has asked Manchester City to play him in the number 8 shirt because he believes that's his lucky shirt when it comes to scoring goals, keeps up that record from close range. "17 minutes into the second half, and a certain irony in the goal in that Reeves had set up that opening that Hutchison squandered, but when Hutchison provided the telling pass, Reeves made no mistake. Owen's header. From Giles went straight to Reeves, and here's Stewart, sent crashing by Robbie James. He tries to walk away undetected from the incident. Comprehensively fouled. Now Francis being forced wide by Stanley. And Reeves! The partnership is productive again. Well, Trevor Francis took the ball from the free kick. And he set off, I'm sure, initially with a shot in his mind. But he was forced wide. And finally got to the byline and then clipped it in where Kevin Reeves met it at the near post for his second goal. Francis. Here's Hutchison. All the running coming from City now. Francis. Setting up Chewett. Oh, through the legs of Dai Davis. It's 4. It's a gift for Dennis Chewett. But Trevor Francis, unselfishly setting up the chance. And Chewett says, thank you very much.
By Christmas, City's form had improved, but festivities were delayed. No turkey and Christmas pudding before the Boxing Day visit to Anfield to face the might of a Liverpool side who were just about to start their onslaught for their 13th league title.
Lead, finding Souness. Rush on the chase. Bond was holding him off with his arm, although the linesman actually has decided that Rush was the offender, and he was close. Higher than Kinsey again. It's a good ball for Reeves to chase, and Hansen always seems to read situations like that so well. Here's Reeves. Kinsey. It's a good cross, and Hartford's header has found the net. But the referee has disallowed the goal, I suspect because Hartford may have pushed as he climbed for that high cross. So City's celebrations cut short instantly. What a good part played in that by young Kinsey. It was a fine cross. Both Hutchison and Hartford went up. The header found the corner of the net, out of Grobbelaar's reach, but the referee instantly disallowed it. Here's Francis. Now Ray Ranson. It's a good ball in behind the Liverpool defence, and Reeves is onto it. Well for the cross too, and Kinsey, Hartford rather, getting in and scoring a superb goal. And this one will count. Well, the Liverpool defence paid the penalty then for not taking the first two opportunities to clear that ball. And as Thompson dallied on it inside his own penalty area, Hartford nipped in, took it from him and found the corner of the net. Jerry Gow warming up, hasn't played in the first team since the opening month of the season. Whelan beaten by a very good tackle from Ranson, and here's Kinsey. Whoops, Hansen again, seemingly making a fatal delay, though all credit to him really, in the end, it was a lovely piece of skill. Here's Souness. Whelan's made a great break down the centre. The ball, played straight to Dalglish. What a mistake by Reed. And Corrigan was so close to Dalglish that he really, the ball hit him rather than him making a save. Reed obviously didn't see Dalglish behind him. Dalglish just flicked it forward, straight into the chest of the City keeper. Dalglish twice close then, in a matter of minutes, to a goal for Liverpool. Craig Johnson battling with Bond here. And the free kick has been given for the first challenge between those two, who are having a rare old time of it. And one can't believe it. So this is interesting. City have got everybody back behind the ball. And a five-man wall in front of Dalglish and Souness. Dalglish, that was brilliant. And so desperately unlucky. Here's Neil. Payton heads it clear. Whelan fell to the ground. There was another appeal for a penalty not given. And Dalglish, superb with that free kick. Lee getting the header through. And getting it all wrong. Assistance by Lee almost paying off, and he gets it back again. Craig Johnston finding Dalglish. The through ball. Rush to Souness. Good save, Dalglish. Good tackle by Reid, who got back so well then. Fine build-up though by Liverpool. A really bright start to the second half. Lee threading the ball through. Dalglish, and then Souness with the shot. Corrigan beat it away, and Nicky Reid deflected the ball for this corner. Lee's header. Ooh, well, it's very unusual for Corrigan to be caught having to overstretch like that, especially from the smallest man on the field, Sammy Lee, with that looping header. And Corrigan only just got it behind. So, as I was saying, Liverpool do love, of course, traditionally to attack the Cock goal, and that's just what they're doing in the opening seconds of this second half, attacking with a vengeance. Goal to 0 down. Souness. Bill Thompson. Well, not at all wrong, really. It landed somewhere on the Cock where he used to stand as a school kid. Corrigan's kick is stretching Thompson. And the header dropping to Reeves, and Thompson gets it clear. Grobbelaar goes up and drops it again, and that's a penalty. Thompson turning it over. Grobbelaar made the mistake. Kinsey fired to the top corner of the net, and Thompson had no option but to do what his goalkeeper perhaps should have done in the first place and make a decent save. Grobbelaar again, sadly at fault then. That dropping ball should not really have been a problem to him. It was. Kinsey fired to the top corner, was denied his first ever goal in first team football by Thompson handling it over. Liverpool had brought their substitute on in that moment, and now face the possibility of going 2-0 down and losing perhaps at home for the third time this season. Kevin Bond, who in fact is yet to score since joining Manchester City, will not have a better opportunity to open his account than this. Dennis Stewart, of course, is the regular penalty taker. He's absent injured. So City could go 2 ahead here. Do. Kevin Bond scores his first City goal, runs over to the small but enthusiastic group of City fans in that corner, and now Liverpool facing home defeat again. Grobbelaar, the sad figure, as Bond stepped up for the penalty. Well, for a man who doesn't have a lot of experience of taking them, it was very sweetly struck, wasn't it? Right-footed, out of the reach of the goalkeeper, into the corner of the net. Alan Kennedy. Finding Lee, a good little knockback in to Souness, and the shot comes to Whelan. 2-1. 82 minutes gone, and Liverpool set up a grandstand finish with that goal from Ronnie Whelan, his first in the league this season. Kenny Dalglish got straight to Asa Hartford. Now Tommy Hutchison for City. Good ball for Ranson. Kinsey wide on the right for him. Fine ball. There's Kinsey. Francis screaming for it on the edge of the box. Reeves with a back flick, and it's gone in! And Grobbelaar's misery is complete. Reeves gets the goal, but really it was almost an own goal by this sad figure of Bruce Grobbelaar. The ball coming back off the post, hitting him on the chest and going into the net from Reeves' shot. The handshake's also for Kinsey, who played an important part. So, as Kinsey attacked down the right, the ball turned into that near post. Reeves did well to make the flick shot. It hit the post, came back, struck Grobbelaar and went into the net.
In 1982-83, City were relegated. An early climb back into the top flight was essential. After finishing fourth in 1983-84, this was the season to show the faithful Blues supporters they were on the way back. Enjoy a selection of goals from the promotion-winning season.
Roy Murphy got caught by that challenge, but I think it was somewhat his fault. He wasn't as wholehearted as he might have been. Wilson. Must be by Smith, then is. 4 players around the 6-yard box for Crystal Palace. Clark, Cannon, White and Sparrow, as well as the goalkeeper. And Wilson finding Gordon Smith, who really had all the time in the world and took most of it. Kinsey chasing. Oh, he was pushed a bit, but he finished superbly. Beautiful piece of play. Fine finishing by Steve Kinsey. Wilson. Baker, space on the right for Phillips. 2 left of him. And yes, it was missed by Kinsey, but not by Melrose. Halfway through the second half, 1 goal between the teams, scored by Melrose of Manchester City. Baker, and here's Smith for number 2. Yes, what a good finish.
Against Huddersfield Town, a 2-0 victory. That was Clive Wilson starting it off, to Jim Melrose, on to Gordon Smith, and that was the first. There was a similar approach to the second. Clive Wilson on the left. This time, he kept the goal all for himself.
Kinsey did well. Smith! Yes! Kinsey and Smith combining were quickly taken through with only seconds of the first half remaining. David Phillips, and he's bettered the one just before half-time by getting a second 3 minutes into the second half. Absolute thunderous finish by the Welshman. And on the first occasion that Dave Besant was beaten, he was rather waving the ball goodbye as it went over his head, but I doubt if he even saw that one. Wilson. Nice touch again from Jim Melrose. Gordon Smith, 2 to his right. And Baker couldn't get it in. Yes, he did. Mistake really by Winterburn, who seemed to have it and then lost it. Melrose. Referee allows play to go on. This is Phillips. In the right position at the right time was Phillips, and he was given the ball. Corner coming right on the 15th-minute mark. And May trying to get to it, and did! Spite of the efforts of the 17-year-old goalkeeper and the 18-year-old fullback, Andy May makes it 2-0 for Manchester City. May. They've given him a bit of room here, though. Melrose! That's the crucial one, surely. Ball hung in the air, but there was no challenge on Melrose as he made the header. May. Simpson in the chase. That's 4. The 18-year-old delighted. Melrose to Simpson. 6 goals in 9 games. What a start for him. Phillips! Yes! Another spectacular effort. How well was that £65,000 spent from Plymouth? Oh, he's loving every minute of it now. City are back in the First Division. Not surprisingly, there is a pitch invasion, and it will be a real battle for the players to get off. Most of them have done so. The police had not a chance. Andy May goes off without his shirt. He won't mind that.
Sadly for City, 2 seasons later it was back down to the second division. But in 1987-88, a piece of history. One of the biggest scores ever for City being notched up against Huddersfield Town.
Keeps his flag down. Stewart's away. Paul Lake's made a fine run through the middle, but Stewart decided to hold it up for a moment. But here's Lake, here's Adcock. And there was a layoff there for David White that he ignored. Hinchcliffe, Stewart, and suddenly Huddersfield, having dictated the game for a spell, were under pressure, and I think they might have wondered whether right at the outset whether Paul Stewart pulling wide to the right was offside. McNabb, the shot is on. Goal! Neil McNabb, and that's how it goes for a team who are at the bottom. The first real strike in anger for Manchester City. Neil McNabb buries it past the left hand of Brian Cox, just inside the post, where he has got 1 or 2 interesting moments already in the bank. It's when he's made forward runs from that department. Adcock. And here's Stewart. Is it 2 for City? Yes. And Huddersfield's defensive weaknesses surfacing once more. A minute before the half hour, and Stewart was given time to look up and drive his shot in conclusively. Well, Paul Lake, who's played in the centre of defence this season, blocked the shot, calmly restored possession for Eric Nixon, who's got City going again with Stewart. Hinchcliffe sprinting up on the outside. Here's Andy Hinchcliffe. Wasn't quite the right pass, but it's Adcock. His first league goal for Manchester City, the 100th league goal of his professional career. And it was perfectly delivered for him. 3-0. Huddersfield Town, one of the great clubs back in the 20s, but torn apart here again by Manchester City. It's still with Simpson. Going the outside route, and a goal for White. 41 minutes gone, 4-0. Stewart. Now Simpson, and the extra charge of anticipation around Main Road when he's in possession. Adcock wanting it to drop. It does. It's 5. A second for Tony Adcock. Brought here for his finishing ability for £85,000 in the summer. And Simpson laid it on for him. Nixon very much in the fashion of goalkeepers these days, coming out of the area to get extra distance, and he might get an assist here. Simpson. Here's Stewart, and it drops in for number 6. Again with Paul Simpson, the provider, and this was the textbook far post cross. Stewart perfectly positioned to receive it and convert it. Adcock dispossesses Webster. He's on a hat-trick. He's got it. 7. And he's well on his way into his 2nd century. Every mistake is being punished here ruthlessly. Cork. Barham and Banks not quite well served, really. Deserved a better ball in from Barham. Adcock, splendid run by Hinchcliffe. Stewart's there, it's a tap-in. The ecstasy of 8 for Manchester City. 3 of them now to Paul Stewart. To go with a 3 for Tony Adcock. Huddersfield Town have a May and a Bray in their team. They might also need a Prey. McNabb. Adcock looked at the linesman, the flag has stayed down. White, 9! Finishing here of the highest calibre. Certainly Huddersfield Town have had their shortcomings cruelly exposed, but you have to congratulate Manchester City on the way that they've taken advantage of what they've made with their flowing football. Barham. And now Cork. Penalty. David Cork pushed down. A sympathy vote, perhaps? It's Andy May against his old club, with possibly the last kick of the game. We're well inside the final minute, and Andy May has the last word for Huddersfield. It's White. The 10th is there for the taking. It's going to be a hat-trick for David White, and 10 for Manchester City. A day that will be remembered at Main Road for a very, very long time indeed. What a day.
Promotion followed in season 1988-89, with City finishing runners-up in the second division to Chelsea. After losing 4 of the opening 6 games in 1989-90, a visit by Manchester United was not exactly timely. But once again, the form book goes straight out of the window in a local derby.
Bishop. Oldfield stretching his legs. Got some pace, this lad. That's a great ball for David White. Morley calling for it and should have had it. White went for glory. Well, David White will no doubt be getting an earful from Trevor Morley, because the striker there in the middle of the pitch was much better placed. Good jump by Anderson. And clear to Ince, who's been quiet so far. Right well. Morley was fouled off the ball by Beachmore. Referees are going to have eyes in the back of the head on Derby Day. That's a great ball from Hinchcliffe. Here's David White again. Palace from full stretch, missed it. Oldfield 1-0. City in front. And David Oldfield, whose last minute goal at Brentford in the week was so valuable, has scored an even more important one now. Gary Pallister should have cut it out. His long leg couldn't reach it, and Oldfield took advantage. United was stretched. White's ball was a dangerous one, but Pallister was wrong-footed. He just couldn't reach it. And David Oldfield will be delighted with that finish. David White. Cut out by Ince. Donaghy in trouble. Great chance from Morley. Super save by Leighton. Late maybe. United all over the place. Morley! It's 2-0. 2 goals in as many minutes. fortunate, Bradford. And Manchester United have only themselves to blame. Lake's ball embarrassed them. Look how bravely Morley went in. They were always the 6s and 7s. Leighton couldn't reach it. Morley could. It's his first of the season. Here they come again, though. David White. Waved by Duxbury. Anywhere will do at the moment. Ensign Hughes trying to restore some order. Ryan McLean. Phelan, Beardsmore and Wallace are up. Here's Phelan, just couldn't take it in his stride, and Fleming got across. There'll be a corner though. Russell Beardsmore with the corner. Anderson is forward, as is Pallister. Pallister waiting, got a flick on McClare, surely! Anderson kicked off the line! Didn't cross the line. Gary Fleming got it away. Beardsmore. Offside appeals, heated. And City have got away with it. Well, that was a miraculous escape. Viv Anderson denied by the goal line clearance this time of the other City fullback, number 2 there, Gary Fleming. Cooper was brave, Anderson was in, and Fleming hooked it away, didn't cross the line. Redmond in the way, not playing anything like as well as Alex Ferguson would want them to be. Oldfield, oh, Bishop, 3-0. Ian Bishop's first goal for Manchester City may have won the derby for them already. What a dream. And United were caught short at the back again. Pallister caught in possession. Oldfield's cross. And Bishop, who wouldn't rank heading amongst his greatest strengths, scores at beauty. I think there may even have been a deflection as Oldfield's cross came in here. Maybe just cleared Paul Ince, but look at Bishop. Hughes. Beardsmore. Mischievous little player. Trying to pick his moment to get the cross in. Now he's wrong-footed, Hinchcliffe. Hughes with the bicycle kick. It's there. Open life for Manchester United. Now Manchester United is starting to win some tackles. Danny Wallace. Broke off Redmond. Beardsmore's in. He's got McClare in. Oceans of space to his right. Anderson's getting up in support. Here's Viv Anderson. 3 in the box. Hughes is there. And Hughes is just over. Corner kick given. It was Brian Gale's header that turned it over the top. He just beat Hughes to it. Anderson joining in from the back. And an important interception by Brian Gale. Mike Duxbury. McClare. Danny Wallace. Got past White. Went past Fleming as if he wasn't there. Wallace! Good save by Paul Cooper. What a run by Wallace. And once he's on course, he's difficult to stop. It was just a moment as when he would shoot. And Cooper had a good view of it. Paul Lake going forward, got a lucky bounce. Great chance for 4. Leighton did well. Lake, oh, 4-1. City have their 3-goal lead back. And the Manchester United comeback is halted. David Oldfield, his second, set up by Paul Lake, who got a rather lucky bounce there, but made the most of it. There were appeals for handball against Lake, and United might be angry about that. Lake did really well. Lake kept his head. At Oldfield, the simplest of goals. Jim Leighton bravely out, but Lake stayed on his feet, and that was the key. And I could have scored that. Sharp challenge by Gale. Bishop to Morley. Bishop again. Great ball for David White from Ian Bishop. Early cross, chance at the far post, Hinchcliffe. That's just marvellous stuff. It's a dream day for Manchester City. And that's a goal as good as Jim Leighton has ever seen or been beaten by. Andy Hinchcliffe finished it off. The build-up though was magnificent. What a cross by White. And where did Hinchcliffe come from? He's the left back, remember? Bang! What a great pass by Bishop in the first place. Now David White could have controlled this and taken his time and had a look at the fullback, but he didn't. And United were caught off balance because he hit it in early. Hinchcliffe, 5-1.
This was to be City's best season since 1977-78, when they finished 4th in Division 1, and that was after finishing runners-up in 1976-77. Watch and enjoy a great selection of goals from a very exciting season.
Good judgment by Bergson. This is Mark Ward for Manchester City. Reed. Brightwell playing at right back. And it's a good cross for Quinn! Delivered by David White, met by Niall Quinn.
Adrian Heath was saying to me yesterday that Lake is as talented a footballer as he's ever played with. That's quite a compliment when you think of the likes of Trevor Stephen and David Platt. Here's Adrian Heath himself. There's talent for you. Third time lucky to read. Ward. Quinn. Alistair there, still a chance for Quinn. Chance for White. 1-0. David White gives Manchester City the lead. Hendry. White first to it. Irwin in. Poynton. On towards Ward. Redmond. Heath. Lovely flick. David White with another great chance. Oh, I say, what a fabulous goal. 2 goals in 5 minutes for David White and for Manchester City. 4 Lynch. Lee Martin. Harper's outstretched leg. Hendry still forward. Now, never quite sure what he's going to do next. Quinn. Hendry going on. A moment of glory. Isn't it just?
Good turn by Megson. Reed, how they need his inspirational qualities now. Poynton playing it forward. White gets in! They don't know the meaning of defeat at Manchester City. They won't lie down.
Mark Ward maybe. Oh, and Grobler had to make a good save. Ward found a way through. But in stoppage time, Bruce Grobler denied him. One last chance maybe for Manchester City. Quinn's header, it's in! Now Quinn has saved it!
Manchester City still coming on strong, but still trailing to the Gascoigne goal. Clark! And it finally went in off Redmond.
16-1 in the FA Cup. Many people feel this could be their season. Poynton, pursued by Ford. Oh, and he gets in a really good cross as well. White, Quinn, great goal, City. But what a fabulous cross from the left by Neil Poynton. 5,500 City fans in a crowd of about 20,000. Niall Quinn's 11th goal of the season. And didn't he take it well? But what a fine cross that was from a deep position. White missed it, Quinn didn't, and Wood was hopelessly beaten. Here it is again. Well, that's the sort of cross that a big man like Niall Quinn loves to get and loves to feed on, but the finish was perfect. Quinn on the near post, Allen lurking behind him. So too is David White. Mike Ward will take it. Quinn looks for the flick on, and it's there. Well, has a substitute ever had more impact? It's his first touch of the ball. He's just come on, and Peter Reid got it dead right.
Up towards Quinn, and Megson making a run. Gary Megson, superbly done! It's his first of the season. Poynton, and Kennett's the long one through the middle. Dorigo slips, and here's a chance for White.
And Quinn is onside. If he can get it down here, there's trouble for Sunderland, who scored. Niall Quinn, after 10 minutes. Poynton's throw. Heath, Hours missed kicks, and Quinn has equalised. Desperate moment for Hours. Quinn. Heath, and that completes it for Manchester City. David White.
After the euphoria of last season, City were to achieve a similar league position at the end of this one. With Niall Quinn consistently finding the back of the net and his strike partner David White following him, you can see why so many of their opponents feared meeting City.
Quinn. Linking up with Megson for White. It's White's shot. David White from Manchester City.
Heath, stopped by Blake, but not before Heath had got the ball through to Sharon. Deep cross there, too high for Quinn, but not for White, and it's in there!
And a chance for Thomas, who hasn't played for England for a couple of years, to get back in the business, but White has equalised, has got in. There was a moment's hesitation, I'm not sure that he hit it absolutely cleanly. And White will reach it. Where's it going to drop? It's dropped into the net. And it's another 2 goals showing at Liverpool's expense from David White.
Poynton's cross. Oh, here's Niall Quinn and Peter Reid. The player manager has given his side the lead and shows again that if midfield players will get into the penalty area, there's always a chance that you might get a goal.
Against Notts County, Fitzroy Simpson started the move. Quinn was involved, Adi Mike was involved, and Fitzroy Simpson finished it. Still against Notts County, here's the second. McMahon again in midfield. Finds White wide on the right. The old story, here comes the cross. Where's Niall Quinn? There, near post, 2-0. The last match of the season is against Oldham. And a special day, a very special day for David White. There's the first. City were to win this match by 5 goals to 2, and there was a hat-trick for White. This was his second, with more than an element of good fortune. The third, though, was vintage White. Pace, power, determination, and the finish. City ended well in 5th place.